And here they sit. Here we sit.
All of a sudden.
All of a diddle dumpling one more time. It's Thursday. It's Thursday, the 13th of December, in the year of our Lord 2012. Drum roll, please. Today was the day that David Dawn became a granddad. Yes! I've got a grandson.
Oh, I thought it had been last night.
Well, this morning.
Right, so it wasn't the 12th of the 12th.
No, it wasn't.
12th,
no,
right.
no, even though...
No, I'm sorry, I thought it was sort of late evening.
Well, it was early morning.
Early morning.
And because there may be ladies interested in this, I'd better say, at 4:39 this morning, Owen George William Hall was born, weighing 9 pounds and 2 ounces. By caesarean section, he was 19 3/4 inches long, and my chest's never been stuck out as far.
Oh, I could tell that.
I'm proud as punch. He's a cracking lad. 9 pound 2 ounces.
He doesn't look like a newly born baby.
He doesn't.
From the photograph, no.
I'm not allowed to show anybody photographs, I'm afraid. Not at the minute, but I'm working on it. We'll get there. So yes, my granddad, look, you can tell, grey hair.
Young lad like you. Yeah.
I'm far too young to be a granddad. But that's baby talk, isn't it?
I would be about your age, I think.
What, today?
No.
Or were you
yes.
first grandchild?
Yes.
Yes. I can't wait for him to be 5. Then we'll go sledging on Pedger Ornament.
All right, yes.
And, you know, and when he's 6, I can take him to strip clubs and all kinds of things.
Right.
I'd better play the titles, hadn't I?
There's only you would say that.
There's only me would say that. Shall we go into the show?
I think so, yes.
I've got Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly being played under the titles for you this week.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Here we go. Yeah, so there you go. That was Deck the Halls with Yeah, you've got to get down with the kids, Keith.
I can never find words to describe that music.
Really?
No, I can't.
I'll introduce you to the guy that wrote it.
You don't do that. That would be most embarrassing.
Why? You'd love him, John Hepworth, brilliant guitarist, very, very good, very good. He is to the guitar what you are to your organ, to the organ.
I'm sure he is a good guitarist.
Oh, he's brilliant,
but,
absolutely.
That doesn't really demonstrate his skills, does it?
Well, I think.
Does it?
Well, yes, he's virtuosic. Anyway,
right,
enough of musical instruments
yes.
and babies and things like that. Did
Yeah.
you watch the show last night?
I didn't. No, I wasn't in.
Shock or a probe. Last night we were talking about e-Shish a little bit, but tonight I've tried. I know what you like when we get into technical stuff.
Yes.
So the question is, do you want your snooze now or later?
Let's get it over with.
Right, we'll do the. We're going to do the snooze now,
Right.
and the snooze will involve. He says removing that one, putting that one there, shift these out of the way, and put this centre stage. It will involve this. It's called the eVic.
Right.
Which probably means not a damn thing to you, but
Hence the thick instruction.
hence the thick instruction book, which will be referenced during the course of the video which I recorded earlier, because I recorded some video earlier.
Right.
Just to give you, because I didn't want you snoring.
I'll give it my rapt attention.
Now, as an introduction to this, I should say, he said, going back to the close-up shot, that the eVic, this here, without doesn't have this top bit on, right? It's just the battery compartment and control unit itself. It promises to be, or promised to be, without getting into what I'm going to say, the first of the mainstream mods, if you like, that came out of China, that was invented in China, instead of being a copy of something else.
Right.
The idea being that it might appeal to the likes of you.
All right.
So uppermost in my mind with this, at first, was, is it Keith friendly? To continue the story, let's hand it over to the new Grandad, Dave Dawn, in the Discovery Studio. Well, hello. It's Thursday. It's early in the morning. It's far too early in the morning. And by now you will probably know why I've had very little sleep. So if I'm looking haggard, that's the way it has to be. However, it's something of an exciting day today in all sorts of ways. New arrivals, if you like. It's a good day for that. And in front of me, down here, we have the Joyetech eVic, all in its constituent parts. I'm not going to do an unboxing on it. What I will do is show you the manual and show you that the manual is huge. That's how thick it is. In all sorts of different languages. It's got all of the information in there that you want, but in all honesty, you don't need to be reading the manual. In actual fact, it's a very, very simple piece of kit to put together. There are 5 constituent parts, a little bit of software and a piece of cable. And that's pretty much all you need to know. Let's go ahead and put the thing together and see how it all works. And we'll start with the battery compartment, which, as you can see in the supplied version, has this white ring at the top for the supplied very pink battery to go into. This is a Samsung. I'm going to say it's a Samsung because it says it's a Samsung. Whether it is or not remains to be seen. But yes, Samsung battery, 18650, 2600 milliamp hours, slides in at the base. The bottom cap screws on, assuming you can get it to thread. It's actually quite stiff. That hot spring at the bottom has got some power behind it. There we go, that goes into the eVic itself. This is quite smooth and it's not easy to get a grip on. Neither is it easy to get it tightened up sufficiently, and in fact when first it arrived I had difficulty getting this off. However, there it is with the usual malarkey on the bottom to prove that it is in fact Joyetech. The next bit to do is to screw on the control head. This is the control head here. This little knoblet goes through that centre hole to make the positive contact. That screws on. So really from here on in, if you want to change the battery, you can undo the bottom to do that. And then at the top end, you will note that we've got the full Ego style threading on the outside, 510 threading on the inside, pretty much as you would expect. And then there is this cap cone that will screw on, and that gives you the whole thing, as it were. Now, quick guided tour. On what I'm calling the back, you have the fire button, which feels like a rocker switch, so you would think it was kind of a 3 position, but it isn't. To the next side you've got the USB port, because yes, this will plug into your computer. It's a micro USB on this one. And then at what I'm calling the front side, got to switch it on, you get all of the bits and bobs that have been shown on all of the web pages, and it's now in edit mode. If I take it out of edit mode, which I've got to, oh my child, I need to switch this on. Right, it's on, power on, right, there we go. It powers on, it shows you the date, tells you the wattage and everything that it's coming at, and that's the display that you would normally see. 3.4 volts all of that kind of stuff that's there. And this ring allows you to move between your various different voltages, and if I turn it, you will see that everything goes up and down. It's turny rather than pressy, if you like, and that's now at 3.3 volts, which, as it happens, I happen to know is where I like this Vision Ego. Which is working perfectly nicely, thank you very much, as you would expect. If I just fire it up here, one of the things that you will see, actually you won't see it too well on the long shot, so let's go to close-up cam. You will see that when it fires, it has a timer that tells you how long the thing is running. That was 5 seconds. Why you need to know that, I just don't know. Other than, I suppose, it will let you know what your draw time is, your average time is. Adjusting this, I think when everybody got these, we kind of thought, ooh, variable wattage, brilliant, power control, like a Kick, like a Darwin, like whatever, a ZMAX or a Booty ZMAX or any of those things. And it doesn't quite work that way, and let me try and show you how. If I set it into its get it all changed mode, and using my little ring, scroll to device, press the button on the back, and then hit ohms, it'll tell me that this is a 1.5 ohm device. So I exit out of that, and now I've got to exit out of that menu and then get to the power output menu, which is further up, and we're in power set. Press the return button, go down to output, and you'll see it's set to 7 watts. So I want to move across onto the 7, and I want to drop that down by moving the ring. Oh, that's gone up. But you can't go down, you have to go up and then come round from 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go to 6 watts, press the button, and then I've got to exit out of that, and then exit out of that, and then I'm ready to go. Now, as you'll see, that's showing 3 volts. So 3 volts to get 6 watts. Let's give that a try. And that's perfect. It's wicking. It's doing exactly what I would expect of it. And indeed, it would appear to be doing the job. However, what happens if I now take this Vision Ego off, which we know is a 1.5 ohm, and put on another device which I know is set at a different resistance. In this case, I'm going to use an Arga T, which I have coiled myself, and know that it's running at 2.2 ohms. So we'll screw that on, and if I now press the button, it still says 3 volts. Okay, but if we get back into the menuing system with 5 clicks and then find the right bit, which is going to be devices, press the return button, and we're already at the atomizer ohmage. Press the button again, it sees it at 2.2 ohms, and now when I exit all of the menus and go back to where I need to be and press the button, it's still showing 3 volts. Alright, I've got to go back into the menu, go to power set, go to output, set it to 6 watts, come back out of it, back out of that menu, and now it's set, as you will see, at 3.6 volts, as you can see there. I've got to say, that is a clart and a fart and a carry on, and it's definitely not the way this ought to work. Having got it set there at 3.6 volts, I can now take it up and up and up, and I happen to know that this little beast wants to run at about 4.5 volts in order to work correctly. So I've set it to 4.5 volts. And that's really rather pleasant. But it's a clart. What the screen doesn't show you in its kind of here's everything on it mode is what the wattage is. It's not power controlled as we know it. What it's allowing you to do is to work out the wattage without doing the sums. It's kind of a built-in calculator, and in my book there are too many steps to be able to get to the wattage. It's not power controlled. The thing is though, it plugs into a computer and will in fact work quite nicely in terms of seeing what's going on, and you can do little bits and bobs with said computer to be able to see what's going on. So let's plug it in, and the pluggy-ininess of it, I'll take the top off, don't really need it on for this. I'll just stick it on another device that is properly power controlled, which we either will have talked about or will be going to be talking about. That one, right. Okay, so let's pop the little door, which does appear to be quite watertight, or juice tight, which is probably more important, although my fingers are now getting full of juice. And let's plug in the little unit that away, and then if I move to another shot, this particular shot, you can see what's going on. Now I don't want to do just the charging. I want to see my vapor record is where I want to go, and this is what you get to see. So if we go and get the data from the e-cig, it's read the record number 88. So the last time I was playing with it was 88 drags ago. And we can set user information, and you'll see my name is David, I'm 57 and I'm a Mr. I'm not going to modify that, don't need to. Current status, it's an eVic, software version is 1.0, there's the serial number. I've had 446 drags on this. The set puff 1200, I suppose that you set it so that you know how many more drags you've got to get to the end of the day. Makes no sense to me. Set output power, it's set at 6 watts. I can change that. I'm going to change it to 8 watts because that's where my Arga T will work better. It shows you what the current voltage and everything is. If we modify all that little lot, that's sent it in. Oh, apparently Jack's come online. Let me just get rid of Skype. Bye Skype. Thank you very much. So yes, my current voltage is 3.3 volts, 2200 milliamp. Modify it, system data has written OK, so that's fine, and it'll sort out what the voltage is when it gets there. Time, you can set the date and time, and you'll be able to see that this is 9:42 in the morning. Yeah, I've been up all night. Let's go to the statistics and look at the month, and you can see where everything's been running. 67 puffs at 3.5, 50 puffs, and so on and so forth. I've been using all sorts of different things. And at 4.5, which is where I knew everything worked. It's all voltage, all voltage. You can do that by week, in which case you pick the week in December or whenever that it happens to be. I think we're in third week or fourth week, I don't know which week we're in. So yes, the information that you want is probably there. December the 13th, you can see 41, 21, 21, various different puff counts. And then over here on the right hand side we have upgrade my e-cig, and there's been no data down, so there's nothing I can do to upgrade it because I don't have any more information. That's basically what's available on the software, the PC software. And yes, David has run a PC up. So where does that leave us in terms of the eVic itself? I have to say it leaves me disappointed. I didn't just buy the eVic as it stands. I also got some extra stuff, and I bought this from highendsmoke.de, the link to which I will show you in the main show. I'm somewhat short of time and things today, but I bought at the same time a set of battery tubes and noses in stainless steel, and these work with the control unit in such a way that you can, if you so desire, screw yourself together a stainless steel rather than aluminium unit. Takes all of the exactly as you would expect, so you can mix and match to suit yourself. And I will freely admit that I had it set up for my Fogatti, which I quite enjoy, with this whole stainless steel setup, and I do rather like it. The whole bang shoot, the eVic with all of the stainless steel bits and bobs, came to €149 that was delivered, and I much prefer this stainless steel. It looks really nice. But back to the piece of kit itself, I find myself being disappointed, I have to say. I had hoped that it was going to be completely power controlled in exactly the same sort of way as the Sigelei ZMAX, which looks, put the two together with the stainless steel, are remarkably similar. Having put my Fogatti back on the top of this thing, I now know that I've got to go into the menuing, having turned the power on and seeing that it's 947. It's recommended that it's it's detected it's 1.8 ohms. It's set it at 3.7 volts to run at their recommended 5.2 watts, I think, but I don't know. In order to be absolutely certain, I've got to go into the menus again. I've got to go to power set. No, I don't. I've got to go to device first. I've got to check the atomizer, it's 1.8. Then I've got to go back out of the atomizer and into power setting, which is, you know, a long way away. Go to output, set it to where I know this one likes to be, which is 7 watts. and then exit from there, and exit from that, and then it's showing 3.5 volts because that's where I want to be. So I'll give it a blast. And that's working as well as it works. Although I've got to say, it's so much easier to just take this off and drop it onto one of my properly power controlled devices and let it run. So opinion time, and I'll tell you more about this back in the studio as well, I would think. But I have to say I'm disappointed. I really had hoped that we'd have proper power control. Now, it's possible to do in the software, it just hasn't been implemented in the software, and I would hope that version 1.1 or 2 would have the ability to sense the resistance of the atomizer. Patently the circuitry's there to do that. Check what you've got your wattage set at and change the voltage accordingly, because that's how it works. I would also like to see the wattage being displayed on screen and the ability to change the wattage via that control ring. So hardware wise, it feels nice in the hand. I prefer the stainless steel body that I got to the aluminium. It's quite heavy, it's chunky, but it's nice. The hardware itself isn't a problem. The control unit itself isn't a problem. It's the software that's running it that's causing the challenge. So, Messrs. Joyetech et al., if you are listening, here's what I would like to see in the version 1.1 software. Make it properly power controlled. Allow me to set the wattage, auto sense the resistance of the battery, and set the voltage accordingly. That's all I really want, and I think that's probably all most people will really want. It's a very, very simple kind of setup. It's not difficult to come up with, I wouldn't have thought. It's how most people are used to using power control. I think this is set up for people who use variable voltage rather more than anything else, and want the unit to give them a starting point, which it does. In that respect, it works reasonably well. However, it's a lot of money to pay for something that's got a quite contorted menuing system, and really could be easier to use if it was only properly power controlled. If you're just going to use it as a VV device, as a variable voltage device, then you can change the voltage just by turning the ring. And it's not difficult to do. You turn the ring and the voltage goes up and down and up and down, depending on which way you turn the ring. It's not a difficult thing to do. But if you want to work it in terms of wattage, then you've got to go through all the menuing thing. So if you're a variable voltage fan, brilliant, not a problem, it'll give you a starting point. If you're a power control fan, at the moment with the software it's got, it ain't for you. Now that's probably going to perplex Keith to a large degree, so let's go back to the studio and see what he makes of that. Keith? iVapor and iVapor Elixir, based in Yorkshire, for your e-cig needs. That's ivapor.co.uk and ivapor-elixir.co.uk. iVapor and ivapor-elixir.co.uk, proud sponsors of vaportrails.tv. And we're back in the room. So there you are, Keith. What do you make of that?
Well, you know, when you say I glaze over,
Yes.
well, I started off there full of enthusiasm. You had all the parts laid out and you started putting them together. And I had this sort of feeling of elation. I could do that, I thought.
That was what you said.
That simplicity itself, that.
Yes.
No technological faffing about. You were putting together a device that you could, I thought, use simply.
Yes.
Now, then you get to this stage where it's really technology gone daft. At the end of the day, and maybe it's just me, people want to pick up a device and enjoy the satisfaction of a smoke. So when it got to the second part, that's when the glazing over took place. I thought, who in their right mind is going to sit and fiddle on with this little turning part here, all this information coming up that I could make head and a tail of. I'm not interested in how many drags I take in 10 minutes. I can tell the time and the date by other much simpler means. How far does technology go? I'm sorry, it's that turned me off.
Did it?
Yes.
I suspect you're not alone.
I mean, you know, I've got a device here where I can quite simply alter the voltage.
If you look at that little camera there.
By just turning that. Simple. I don't need to turn it because I'm quite satisfied with the setting that it's on. But, you know, plugging it into a computer, beyond belief. I'm sorry, I may be alone in this.
No, you're not alone. You're not alone. I honestly think that when they've done their research on how people use e-cigs, they've been talking to the wrong people.
Yes.
It has to be aimed at the hobbyist, at the geek,
That's
the
right.
aficionado, the Daves of this world.
That's right.
And there's plenty of
You know,
us.
somebody who wants to analyse the thing, do a
Well,
review on it, etc.
Let's take the constituent parts. I couldn't give a tuppenny toss about the puff count.
Exactly.
To me, that's wasted space in the non-volatile memory in there. I don't need to know how many drags I've taken. It's useful from the point of view of if, I don't know, if I've got one of these things to look at, something like this for a review, right?
Yeah.
And I want to know, you know, that they've said, yes, a full fill in that will give you 7,429 drags. Well, I'm going to want to count how many drags, and that saves the bother. I can reset that to 0 and off you go. But that's just me. Ordinary people don't need
No,
to know.
actually, I thought it would go a stage further and probably tell you your lung capacity or something like that.
Well, that would be more useful. I mean, the fact that it times each of your drags is like, what the hell for?
Yes.
I can't see the point in that. There is no point in that. Other than to be able to say to somebody, I take 8-second drags, I do.
Well, it's gimmicky and over the top in my view, but that's me.
You're not wrong. The fact of the matter is, now, Kat, bless her little cotton socks, is relaying stuff to me here, and I need to read out what's being said in chat, because, as I've said before, we've got the best chat in the world. I just can't see them tonight. I'm lucky to be able to see what Kat's doing. Olaf Hauk, I believe I've pronounced that correctly, Hauk or Hawk, H-A-U-K, Olaf. If you take a Vamo against that eVic, the Vamo wins, he says. It's cheaper, it's full variable wattage, and has more output power. You're not wrong. And he's also said that the Sigelei ZMAX V2, the Sigelei ZMAX and Vamo have the same chip in it. Now, whether that's the same chip as what's in here, I don't know. But if it is the same chip as what's in here, and it is programmable, you can write software for it. They need to get shot. Joyetech, seriously, listen to me here. I'm going to give you some advice that will help you sell these things. And I'll tell you for why. I like the feel of the thing. The control ring I can live with either way. But certainly with that stainless steel body that I bought, it's chunky, it's nice. I do like the feel of it, right? The form factor is nice. I can live with that all day long. I like tubes. That's just me. I like tubes. The software is pants. It is utter rubbish. It does not do what people need it to do. You need to be able to set the wattage you want to work at, and you need to be able to control that in real time from that ring. Now, I don't care what software, program, writing materials you've got, how you do it. I don't care. I'm a user, the same as most other users out there. We want to know that we can pick something up, set it to 8 watts, that it's going to read the resistance of the atomizer no matter what, sort the voltage out, and keep it at that wattage no matter what. So as the atomizer ages and perhaps increases in resistance, it ups the voltage a bit to allow for that. That's the first and most important thing that Joyetech needs to do with this. That is definitely the first and most important thing. This whole ability to put your name in and what have you, yeah, nice. Not interested. Fine. I've done it, but just because I had to, really. Not interested. That's really where I want to go. I would like that there was a variable voltage mode in there, much as there currently is. That's cool as well. That would be good. Outside of that, the rest, I'm sorry, is just the Emperor's new clothes. On paper, when I looked at it last week, I did a thing where I was looking at this and I was looking at the Janty MID. On paper, it looked brilliant. I have to say, in the flesh, I'm not impressed. I'm actually very disappointed. I'm very, very disappointed, and I didn't think I would be. I honestly thought this was going to be really nice. I mean, I love the build. The build quality is cracking.
Yes, you can tell that.
Yeah, the way it goes together is really nice. It's nice in the hand and everything else. The software is utter pants. Now, the fact of the matter is, anybody with any sense never buys version 1 of anything. It's true?
Yes.
You don't. You just don't buy it. You leave that to the early adopters. The people with more money than sense, or idiots like me, who will buy it because they want to have a look at it, which is exactly what's occurred. Where are you? This is the best advice I can give you. I would hang on until Scott Bonner, Phil Basado, your favourite reviewer, has got hold of one and told you that it's at version 1.34567, wherever it happens to be. When it starts to work properly, then go and buy it. That's the best advice I can give you, because build wise, brilliant, but software wise, mode of use, it's pants. When you switch it on, you've got to confirm you want to switch it on.
Yes, I noticed that.
Now, I might not be in the best of moods. I certainly wasn't. Well, I was in a brilliant mood this morning. I was very, very tired, but I was in a brilliant mood. I was really, really happy, and I'm thinking, yes, you know?
Yeah.
And so much wanted to like it. But I'm afraid the way it stands at the moment, I can't like it. It's not good enough. It needs to be better. If it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down, it gets a thumbs up for build quality, but it gets 2 thumbs down for parting with your cash. Don't buy it yet. It's not ready. Joyetech, do something about it. There now, rant over.
Yes, that was...
Shall I show you something that works better?
Yes.
Tell you a little story. I've got a favourite little corner of the interwebs, and I might upset them at this point because I call it fluffy bunnies.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Actually, I've got a slightly longer term for it, but I call it fluffy bunnies. It's the All About e-cigarettes forum.
Right.
And when you go there, it's like being amongst a whole load of fluffy bunnies, and I don't mean that in a nasty way. I don't. It's warm, it's fuzzy, it's comfy. It's one of those places you can go and you know nobody's going to call you a insert 4-letter word of your choice here, beginning
You
with
feel comfortable.
yes. It's like being in a big box full of fluffy bunnies. So I call it fluffy bunnies, and people know where I mean when I say that. Well, now on there. 2 or 3 weeks ago, Perpetua Mandy, and Macafan, whatever
Yes.
his name is,
Yeah.
I don't know, set up a group buy for the Sigelei ZMAX, right?
Right.
And that's it there. Have a look at that. Have a little fertile with it and a little feel.
That's beautifully engineered.
It is a gorgeously engineered piece of kit. I mean, it really
And
feels
I'm not
quality
an
in the hand.
engineer, but it does feel quality, yeah.
It does, doesn't it? I
Yes.
better do some close-ups for the people at home so they can see what you're fertiling with. Good man yourself. This is the beastie. It has an OLED screen on it. Whoops, can't see that very well. Switch it on. There we go. If you've seen a ZMAX at all, you'll have seen how all of the menus and everything work. I wonder if I can get that any closer. Let's have a see. There we go. Right, and it has an RMS mode on it. Not that that'll mean a great deal to you, but let me put this atomizer on it, and then we can measure things properly with it. And I'll show you how this works, Keith. You'll love this. Whoops, there we go. I'm all fingers and thumbs tonight. All right, so 3 presses. That's the output, and the output is on, so it's switched on. That's good. 3 presses again, and another one is power up, so you can set it to go power down, or you can go to, there you go, look, powering it down, so you just press a button and it goes down.
Right, yes.
Easy enough?
Yes.
Easy. Keith can do this. 3 presses to switch it on, and we're at the battery voltage. How much is left in my battery? 3.9 volts. That's good. 3 presses, 2, 3, 4, 5, LCD display, LCD on or off, fine. Power or voltage, I've got it set to power. So it's power controlled, right?
Right.
And the last little entry, dink, I can never count this, and I'm doing it RMS and mean, and I've got it set to RMS, root mean square. Right, now, so I can set that to the wattage I want,
Yes.
and then it just works at that wattage. First time, every time, no problem.
And compare that with...
And compare that, for which I paid the princely sum of £41, all right, on a group buy, so the more expensive in the vendors. At the vendors, the various different vendors, it's around about the same sort of price as our friend the eVic,
Yes.
right? But it works, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. Now, I've got no intention of giving it the full review because, and I'll tell you for why, Phil Basardo has given it the full Monty. He's done everything with it, and I would urge you to go and watch Phil's review rather than me sit and prattle on and tell you exactly the same stuff, because I can't tell you it any better than Phil Basardo can tell you it, and he's telling you it exactly like it is because I've done the same tests and got the same results. It is a cracking piece of kit.
All you're doing is pressing a button.
You press a button, it's dead easy. I can even see it without my glasses on.
Yes.
That OLED screen is brilliant, and that's going to retail at £85–90 all day long, and it's worth it. It'll take 2 18350s or it'll take an 18650. I'm not that keen on stacking batteries, so I've got it single 18650, and it just does the job.
Beautifully made.
Have a drag on that, young sir, I'll let you. Dead easy. Press the button and it works. You don't even have to think about it. You really don't. And I want to get my mitts on one of these Vamos as well. Because if what Olaf is saying, and a fair few other folks I've spoken to, in fact, Bruce, where did that come from?
Bruce.
No, Scott. Yes, Robert the Bruce. I was thinking Scott, and you know how your brain makes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Scott Bonner's
yeah.
looked at the Vamo, and he reckons it's a brilliant piece of kit, which it is by the looks of things. Everybody I've spoken to said the same thing.
Nice feel to it.
It is. It is. It's when you look at something. Look, I'm blushing now. Look at that, because I got that completely wrong. It is when you look at something like that, and then you look at what you're paying for the eVic, and the eVic could have been so much. Oh, I'm not going to rant about that anymore. But that's a really nice.
Well, even I could follow that.
It's Keith proof.
It is. It is.
It is
yes.
Keith proof. And I'm really quite impressed by that. And we better take the second adverts. We will be back in 2 minutes, and then we're going to get fruity, you and I, Keith.
Right.
Okie dokie.
Can't
We'll be
wait.
back in 2 minutes. I'd love to see you back here. Back in 2. Like a man off.
Don't you worry about it.
4:39 this morning, you know.
Oh yes, 4:39.
My fingernails were bitten down to the elbow. However, right, I'll give you the pink one.
Why give me the bloody pink one?
Well, do you want the purple one?
I
Then?
don't want.
Have
Well,
the purple one. This is called
very ecclesiastical colour.
it is, isn't it?
Yes.
These are what are called e-Shish. Now, if you were watching,
It rattles.
yeah, it's because you need to take it out the tube.
Ah. Right.
People are looking at you taking it out the tube, you know.
Oh, that's right.
Little
yeah.
stopper comes off.
Little stopper.
Tip it out.
Oh, there we are.
There you go. See, it's easy as that, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, I want
Like
you to
a
look.
diamond in the end.
Yep, I need you to look straight down the camera and give it a drag so that folks can see the end when you give it a drag. What'd you make of that? Good Lord above, visible vapour out of Keith.
Is it Chanel number 5?
Number 5. It's grape.
Right.
This one, the pink one, the pink one is strawberry. If you were watching VT Talk last night, you'd have seen we had an awful lot of conversation about these things, and I did say it was probably going to ruin one of the segments tonight, but never mind, it really doesn't matter. I did want to have a look at these because these are zero nicotine electronic shisha sticks called an e-Shish.
Oh, so there's no nicotine.
No nicotine in them at all.
Right.
And I have absolutely no idea what colour this is lighting up. What colour's it lighting up, Keith?
Blue.
Oh, there you go.
What colour's this one lighting up?
Yeah, thank you. Good man, yes. That's the colour. Oh, it's blue. No, it's blue. I think it's blue. Looks very
it
pretty.
was.
It suits you. It's quite dazzling, actually.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
These are selling in all the clubs, you know, for disco dancing clubs. And all the bright young things that don't smoke are buying them.
They don't smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why?
Because they taste nice.
Mm.
It's the whole notion of shisha. People smoke shisha.
Let's just swap, and you try the Chanel number 5.
Chanel number 5. Well, you have the strawberry. If it reminds you of tinned strawberries, I didn't drop a hint. Very grapey. Chanel number 5. They do produce really well. While you were sucking on that, Scott, if you're watching, I'm sorry, mate. Truly, honestly, I apologise for getting your name wrong. Why Robert the Bruce was going through my head, I've no idea. But never mind. It's all right now.
Probably been watching the History Channel.
I could have been, mind you. My head's been all over the place. I sat and held the grandson this afternoon. You know.
Yeah.
I nursed him. He was grating a bit. There was tears, real tears. And
From you?
No. He was having a bit grike, so I ended up with him, the head on there, and I said, "You spit up on there, son." And I was just sitting, patting his back, and he just snuggled in and went to sleep. He loves his granddad.
Very touching. Yeah.
I'm thrilled to little blue monkey nuts.
So, these are you seeing all the rage, or when you talk about nightclubs?
You go through to the Pink Triangle in Newcastle. There's 2 clubs in Newcastle that I know of that are stocking these things, and they're just selling out of them. There's 4 different colours, 4 different flavours, and there's kids wandering about with these things, dragging on them when they come out. And I'm saying kids, I mean the kids to us, you know.
Yes.
But they're well above legal age for everything. Well, at least they look to be.
And obviously they're smoking these inside the club.
Absolutely. Yeah. No problem at all. 12 quid a pop.
Right. So you wonder what is the substance in them then?
Exactly the same as what's in an ordinary e-cig, but without any nicotine and just different flavours.
Flavouring.
Yeah. It's all good. I just felt the need to let you see them and say what you thought.
Yeah.
You look slightly perplexed, but I notice you're not putting it down.
No, it's pleasant.
Isn't it though?
Yes, it's pleasant.
Did Vicky ever used to smoke?
Just the odd one.
I'll take that round for her to have a play with. Say what you think.
Yes. Say to her there's no nicotine.
No nicotine in it. If no nicotine, you can't get hooked. If you can't get hooked, there's no problem. No harm, no foul.
That's quite simple. Yeah.
I should also.
So are these fairly new on the market?
I think they've been around a few weeks, if not a few months. This outfit called e-Shish. You can find them on Twitter. If you follow them on Twitter, you'll get inundated with tweets. He's tweet mad, he is. Everything that comes in that says they like the e-Shish, he retweets. So, and I get about 150 a day. They're very popular.
Yeah, it's a pleasant experience.
They are nice. Well, yeah. Alex sent me these across. Alex from Alston in Cumbria.
Right.
She sent me them across to try out. And I've got to say, flavour-wise, they're gorgeous. I know you might not like the grape, I do.
Has Jill tried one?
No, not yet. I had to make sure there was going to be some left so we could show them on the show, because she loves strawberries. And yeah. I can just imagine what they're saying in chat now. Stop it. Naughty. Very naughty.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's quite quirky, that.
It is, isn't it? Quite quirky and quite nice.
Yes.
Oh. So, there you go. That's e-Shish. Worth a look at. I don't think, if you're not already on Zero, Nick, I don't think they're of any interest to current e-cig users. But if if you see them about the place, and the purple and the pink, and I don't know what the other colours are. I wish I had my glasses. Oh, can you?
Even with my glasses on,
that's orange. Is it orange? Green, pink, and purple. Hang on, I shall find a pair of glasses from the big stash of glasses I have down here. It's peach, apple, grape,
right,
and blueberry strawberry, blueberry, peach, apple, grape and strawberry. Blueberry.
Yes.
And this one's a strawberry one. So there's 5 different ones.
What's that one, 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So there you go. 5 different flavours of them. I think they're about 12 quid each. And they're being stocked by more and more people. I think actually Dars at Safer Cigs is going to be getting them in.
Right. Certainly something different.
Yeah. If you're not sure why I like the idea of these, watch last night's VT talk. What a good VT talk when we were talking
You
about
can imagine these particularly appealing to the girls.
I'm never that sexist, and I did say they were available in the pink triangle in Newcastle. You know what that is, don't
Yes.
you? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, yes, girls and boys.
Mm.
Although I would be the manly purple. I don't think I'd be going the girly pink. It's not quite fuchsia enough for me.
No, the purple's got a sort of more dignified look about it, hasn't it?
It has just a bit.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
a bit. Just a bit.
Yeah. Mm.
So there you go.
Yes. No computer readings on this.
No computer readings. So I mean, summon the night up. Summon the night up. eVic? Not yet. Where is it? The Sigelei ZMAX, the ZMAX clone from me and Mr. Dibley. Buy.
Yeah, okay.
That's a definite
Yeah.
buy. And the e-Shish, if you know somebody that used to smoke or just fancies a bit of flavour, tell them about them.
Mm.
The bright young things in the pink triangle in Newcastle are using them, so
Yes.
why not?
Nice sort of
The
cut
Julienne.
diamond on the end. or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's the only bit that gets to me. It's a bit twee,
Yeah.
just a bit twee.
Nice size.
A lot of ladies have said that. Yes,
Right, yes, we'll move on, should we?
probably as
Yes,
well. Actually, we need to be moving on to the end.
Right.
It's
It's
because
2 or 3 minutes.
yes, time has just about caught up with us. Once again, can I exhort you all, please, to tune in next week from Sunday night when the following will be occurring.
And good evening, eventually. Took a little while to get things lined up and ready to go then, didn't it? But I'm here now, so welcome to Dave's Tackle Box on Sunday.
So there we go, I'm back in the room and not long to go now. So yeah, I was talking to my son and he's watched me make things before.
And a very good evening to you. It is Tuesday the 20th of November 2012 and you are tuned into BBC Monthly.
At Vapor Trails TV Towers. Tonight being Wednesday night, it is time for the one and only chat show programme called VT Talk. Tis the Haze Hour. Again, Keith was just saying if it wasn't for the titles, he wouldn't come and do the show. He loves them so much, don't you? Well, there you go. That's
Yeah.
what's coming up in the next week, and I hope everybody enjoys it. Until we see you next time, from Keith and myself, we need to be saying a cheery bye to you all. So, Keith,
Cheers. Bye now.
my thanks to Kat and to everybody for watching as well. I'm being told that we've gone off air, but this is the recorded bit, so it matters not a jot or a tittle. I will see you all over the next week or so. Until then, be good to each other, enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you when we see you. Bye.